need to do a little forming, usually on the belt slots. I'll kind of start those into the forming, and like you see how I did here, how this is already set to put a belt through it, and you know I did it with the belt blank, of course, but this holster has not been done. So when your belt's going to go through like that, it's not going to be very comfortable. But if I can kind of twist these a little bit, it makes it a lot more comfortable. And that's something that I'll have to do a little wetting down on the belt loop and all that. So, but it'll wind up something like that. There, something like that. And that'll make it a little easier. So while I've got it, I wet the strap too, and I'm going to go ahead and snap that. And I'm going to let that go ahead and kind of take that form a little bit. Because that can't hurt, can it? Should make is a wooden belt blank. I'm just kind of trying to push things around a little bit. I know, nobody likes to get pushed around, do they? I'm not giving the holster a choice. Now before I do a lot of this forming, I've trimmed my nails because it don't take much at all to leave a mark in the leather. Well, maybe this will have to sit for another day. Just so all of this can dry nice. So I'm kind of giving it a twist and pulling it in just a little, because that's kind of what it wants to do with the belt in it. Some little twist, little pull. Life is good. Just like that. Belt fits through there real nice. So with that, I'm going to leave it sit with that blank in there for a couple of hours anyway. I didn't get it real wet, so it's probably going to only take a few hours to, you know, get dry enough to get back to work on it. I am going to put the gun in there one more time after I get off camera, just to try it. And we'll leave it at that for now. I got other projects to get onto, so I'm going to get some of this mess cleared off here and get back after it. So getting a final sand done here, it's not quite final, a second to the final. Just getting a little of that, I want to get that second to the last burnish done here. So I'm kind of getting these curved areas with my Bic lighter. And I have to burnish the strap. I forgot to do that. I did tan coat the inside. The strap is still kind of funky, so I'm going to sand that a little more. Hopefully I'll get that to come out okay. And most of this is already smoothed out pretty well, so I'm going to probably hit a lot of this just by hand. Don't necessarily need the backing if it's already pretty good. And I've got another holster that is just about ready for finish. As will this one be as soon as the burnishing is done. But when you get down to this point where you're just getting ready to do that final burnish, you know, because I've got I did my belt slots, and I hope I got that on recorded on how I form these, because I want them formed so that when somebody puts the holster on at the belt loops, if you don't put a little bit of a form to them, curve them in a little bit, flatten them out a little, they're going to stick and they're going to kind of poke you in the ribs or in the hips. And you don't really want that, so I kind of bend them in a little, kind of give them a little form. So, I don't know how well you'll be able to tell. So they don't poke you so much. And it's one of those things that's just kind of makes it feel a little better when you're wearing it. You know, every time I bring this out, I have to do the safety check. So, magazine is empty. We're pointed in a safe direction. Chamber is empty. There's nothing in there. Magazine, nothing in the chamber. We're safe. Safety is on when it is cocked and locked, which is how you carry, you know, in a holster like this. So, you got a nice little pop when it slides in there. Nice little pop, not a big one. And then the snap. And this is something, this will all break in a little bit more as it gets used. And then it just snaps. And that's how, you know, a thumb brake holster works. So this way, if something happens and the trigger gets depressed and the safety comes off, this hammer can't possibly hit the firing pin. It'll hit the strap. But the gun has no way of coming out of this holster either, unless it gets, the thumb comes in here and pops that snap. And I think you just heard that. But so you can usually have a pretty good grip on the gun, and you just pull it out. The holster needs to break in a little bit, and it's just the way it is. That's how leather is. It's just, it takes a little time. It's going to need to break in, and then you draw your gun. So that's the way it works. Now that's off to the side again. I'm going to get the burnishing done. We're just kind of getting this little sanding done here. There's a lot of ways you can finish these edges. I will usually do nothing more than use the Tokonol or gum trag. Sometimes if I'm really feeling froggy, I will burnish it with a dye. Use the dye and burnish it. That's how I do a lot of holsters, used to anyway. Lately I've been using the Tokonol just because it's a little quicker. Dye burnishing takes time. It looks nice and it's pretty durable. The Tokonol is pretty durable. It looks good and it is faster. So I have to say that it's faster. But when you're going along and doing this for your final time after forming, when you form it, you'll ding up the edges a little bit, and that's just the way it is. It's the nature of the beast, so to speak. So, you know, there's a little ding here, there's a little ding there, one there, and there isn't much you can do about it. And when you sand it, you can take some of the smaller dings you can get out. Some of the bigger ones, there's not much you can do. I try really hard not to get any in it, but it happens. It's kind of part of the deal when you're wet forming. These aren't too bad. Most of them are coming right out. They're really small. This one's probably going to leave one or two of these in. You'll never notice them, but they'll be there. I'll know they're there. The average person won't notice them. I suppose if some of my competition bought the holster, maybe they'd notice it. I don't know how much competition I have down here, but I know there's another guy up in the cities that makes holsters, but I don't know how much competition he is. Down here, southern Minnesota, I don't think I have any. I'm just going to keep on working at this. When I'm ready to put some finish on it, I'll get back and we'll get some finish on. I'll be using regular old acrylic Resolene, and you know, the forming around here came out really nice. Got some here. I did a little bit right in here, not much. A little here, mostly in the trigger guard in the back here. Got the trigger guard and some up here. Just a little bit to kind of dress it up a little bit, I guess. I did not put my maker's mark on here because I couldn't find a really good place to do it. I may try to stick it right here. But I suppose when I had this piece off, I could have put it right here. I don't know. It's one of those things I don't ever try to put it on the front anywhere. But you never know. Never know what's going to happen in the future. I'll probably start putting it right here.